Who wants to go first? All right. Give me a recap of last week. Just kidding. Sorry. Let me get you guys to the next map, which would be... So you're approaching the light, both of you separately. You're going through what seems like a subtropical landscape, and there's definitely a prominent hill in the distance that the light's on top of. You're not walking together, you're kind of approaching separately. And let me bring you guys to this map, which you should see now. And I think I deleted the wrong one of you guys. Awkwardly. What's that? The screen's blocked. Yeah, the image might be large. Okay, so Anna, I guess you'll approach from this side. And Zeke from the other side. Yeah, so can you describe your approach to this rocky cliff that you're going to have to climb now? Or what you're thinking? Okay, I guess at that point, Z, you would come out and see them approaching the rock to climb it. Oh, really? Fuck. I wonder if you guys have to, like, refresh, or even worse, you have, like, an ad blocker up. What's this button do? Reveal hidden folders tokens. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. I could try reloading the page. Yeah. I'll bring you guys away and bring you back, and then see if that worked. Oh. Okay. Alright, so a couple things. It might be on my end. Yeah. So I think what happened was today I was trying to, like, get these maps on, and I may have, like, deleted. This might be loaded in my cache and nowhere else on the internet. So I'm gonna snap a photo of this picture and then load it onto the internet and then redo it. Sadly. Alright, this, save. Save it right. Perfect. And then edit. Choose from Dropbox. So I'm currently uploading it to Dropbox so I can host it on the internet here. And chosen it. Okay, and save. You see it now? Sweet. Except there's 2 lights now. Hold on, let me erase that light up there. There we go. And yeah, so this should work. Z, you're approaching kind of, and see them trying to climb the wall. By the way, Anna, is it just you climbing the wall, or are you having them all come up? Because you can kind of tell this is the last thing you'll have to like mount. Yeah, summit or whatever. Okay. It's fucked up. It's okay, but you're not small, right? So yes, this is like a full-grown person trying to ride a full-grown person while they climb. Okay, noted. So Z, that's what you walk up to, trying to see this mounting and climbing. That's, yeah, he could be behind the rock. The mime, what do you have the mime doing? Okay. Gotcha. Well, for roleplay's sake, Anna, you want to respond? You might have to flip your mic down. Yeah. What, over the table? Yeah. He's the only person that's ever been able to see this. Anytime he's mentioned it, they think he's crazy. Same as you. Same as everybody that can see the light. So Anna, I guess you're just messing with him? Or like, playing dumb, or yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's a deception roll. Actually, I think. Oh no, he notices just barely. You just barely catch on that he's playing, you see? You can drag your token. It's about 75 feet. You can do it in sections then. Tie off to a tree. Yes. Well, what are you trying to? So, mhm. See, okay. So trying to get the weight of 5 people onto a rope, possibly wedged into a rock. Okay. Yeah. I guess. And you're trying to get it like as high as you can. Um. So you can hit draw on the top left, or in the top right there's a cogwheel, and you can turn on your cursors, and then we'll be able to see it where you're like pointing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe give it a toss. So what do we do here? I guess it's just an attack roll. Just roll an attack. and I'll say like 15 or higher. You kind of hit the spot. Nice. And you give it a tug. Oh, why aren't my dice working? Oh, that's not good. And where's my dice over here? Oh, man. I have to reset mine and, wait, maybe if I just toggle away from the scene and back. Yeah, something happened where my dice broke. I'm gonna try refreshing it. I think it was when I did the map thing. No, it's just I have no dice. They can't do this to me. Slash. But really? My dice are gone, man. Like, I got 0 dice. And I don't know why. I didn't disable D&D Beyond dice. That's what I'm scared of. If I do that, then... like right now, the screen has nothing to look at. But I'm doing it. D&D Beyond. Campaigns. Yeah, I go to roll my first die and the die button's not there. Okay, the die button is there. Let me bring this over to the screen. Close that. Should I be showing this? Oh man. I gotta fix it now in the... here? No. Window capture. Properties. Got it. We're back. We're back and I can roll dice, right? Yeah. Okay, the chakram sticks. You get it wedged. It catches a lip. You tug on it. It feels secure. And draw that rope back in. Yes, I can. There we go. You ready to climb? Okay. Do you... well. Do you have a climb speed? You do not. So all that means is you'll move at half speed. So you normally move 30, you'll move 15. You could use your action to dash. If you wanted to, but you could also use your action to like steady yourself or listen or whatever, you know? Okay. Go ahead and I guess begin your ascent. I'm going to ask you to make a acrobatics check. Is it? No, it's not. I'm just going to say one of those dashes kind of gets interrupted as you feel the chakram beginning to tilt. Almost like it's getting ready to teeter and flip, and the whole thing comes down. So let's get you up half, or... Yep. Yep. So you're near the top, and it's real precarious, like you can feel it kind of wobbling up there. And you use your, I guess, your secondary dash more so to balance it out and kind of regain control. You're good to continue up the rest of the way. You don't fall down, but it was a precarious moment. And now you can just step on the chakram and hold it for the rest, or grab the rope itself. Okay. Alright, who's going up next? Alright. Go ahead and roll athletics from the mine, and do it with advantage. It's not on there, so you just roll a strength check. With advantage. Do it with advantage, you right click. You know, that was like the fail. Yeah, he's not able to make it up. He's just not getting it. he's miming it. I guess he steps aside and offers up one of you three to go up next. Same thing. Yanks you off the edge. Okay, just roll the same athletics with advantage for using the rope. It's okay. You would right click, but you're okay. And at this point, you wouldn't have to do that. You would just roll one more. But you're good. You do have a climbing speed, so you make it up 30 feet. I'm just gonna get you up 30 feet. You'd still have your action. You want to dash to get up all the way? Alright. Okay, you are up. What is that? Anyway, I think at this point, you're going to hear something shifting in the rocks next to you. Not right next to you, but say 50 feet away. Over here. And you see a head emerge. And it is a baboon. Let me make him visible. And he shows his teeth and starts charging towards you. Let's roll initiative. Okay, I don't know if your steel defender goes, I think it goes directly after you. Logan. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. So I guess I changed these. Oh shit. Yeah. I seen Anna and did it. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah. Anastasia, you are up. Oh, like pistachio. All right. Oh, I'm gonna say where you guys are. This ledge is like safe for you to be on. Like you have some room. Uh, I'll draw like a little platform. I think kind of all through here. You've got room to kind of maneuver back and forth. Like a spell? Okay. Well, if it's something I don't understand or you think somebody else might question, you can then send that to the game log. Otherwise, just saying it or describing what it looks like is kind of really important because that sets the stage for how your magic works and like who your character is. Like that's yeah. Nice. Uh, so apparently, that's a reaction that you do when you take damage, like when you're hit. Yeah, and it is a spell. It's just done as a reaction when you are targeted when you are hit. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Well, just give yourself that spell back if it consumed a spell slot. They're normally like little squares above the level of the spells. So right, yeah, let's say like first level spells to the right, there'll be little squares. Yep. So when you hit the cast button, it'll automatically mark one of those as being used. And you can play with that now to see it and like get rid of it. It's fine. Won't hurt nothing. Mm-hmm. And tell me who you're targeting. It's all good. All good. No, if you just double click the guy, he'll flash. Or if you double click anywhere on the map, it'll show. Yep. Okay. Yep. So on your crossbow, there should be like a 2-hit, and then there's next to that should be damage. You see damage that says hit / DC. Oh, I think you're looking in your inventory. Look in your actions, and it may not be equipped. So if you're in your inventory, make sure you have equipped it. Alright. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, nice. I'm going to describe this kill. Drops. Okay. Good job. So that is your action. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Yep. You can pick your guy up and move it over. So going through a friendly is double movement, but you can do it. So okay, you're a healer. All right, 15 to here. Then you'd only have another, I guess, the dashing, right? So we've got 45, so you get 20. And an athletics check from him. With advantage. If he doesn't have athletics, just roll the strength modifier. You right click to roll with advantage. Strength. Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. He's halfway up the rope. Guess that's him. Z? Or your bard? The mime? Okay, this one down here. Okay, then move him closer. Want to move him? Oh, it didn't register on my screen. It's showing me as the mime being right here. Awkward, right? Done. Okay, cool. Okay, it's probably yeah, definitely hits. It has 1 hit point. This guy has 1 hit point. I didn't realize how weak they were. Like baboons in real life are much stronger. All right. Anything else? Nice. All right, Z, you're up. Okay. That hits, and as you throw the chakram, Anna gets yeeted with the rope. Where's it? Oh, yeah. My bad. Okay. Yeah. Because all I can see is you like launching this like grappling hook with somebody holding on. Okay. Noted. All right. Anything else? Well, I'm looking. You're, yeah, a rogue. Roll stealth. Yep. Okay. Pretty sure that passes. I'll need to roll now to find out. Yep. So, well, you got a -5 because Anna was like, "You can't hide behind me." um. Yeah, you're hidden. So you would give yourself the invisible condition. But at this point, these baboons are fucking off. I didn't realize how weak they are. Then they would know to leave. so they're scampering around the rock face until they're out of sight. We can come out of initiative. Well, you guys have 3 dead baboons. What would you like to do from here? Okay. And I'm going to assume they all make it up. Except for Edward Scissorhands here. Oh wait, no, he's actually got arms. Okay, never mind. I didn't know what I was looking at. Yeah. Because that would have made climbing the rope a bit more difficult. Alright, so, everybody makes it up to this ledge. It's getting crowded. What's the plan from here? What, no anti-sexist remark? So now you would make an athletics roll. You have the speed. However, you just didn't have the oomph to get up. As cool as you wanted to look. Yeah, you've got that whole girl, somebody push my butt kind of thing going on. Like you realize the rope really helps. The mine is right here. Oh yeah. Yeah, help action. Like it. Oh. Okay, done. Athletics again. Athletics. Oh man. However, you do get up, and with this help, you're able to get up, let's say 20 feet. So just move yourself up to where you think. Okay. Yeah. If you throw the rope down, so everybody else could get up pretty easy. Once there's a rope there, you know. I reach into my pocket. What's that thing called? Pocket pistol. I don't know where the crossbow came from. That's what I was expecting anyway. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. So, I imagine the mime's doing the whole thing to boost people up, and you've got the rope. Well, okay. Put her up. Okay, Chase grabs the rope from Z and throws it down. I mean, we should probably contest that before snatching something out of Z's hand. It was just so funny. Fuck. I guess, if you guys want to do that, Chase would roll sleight of hand. Okay. Well, with that, he throws the rope down to you, Anna. Oh, God. Wait, who are you hitting? Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. So the mime's down there with the rope. I'm over here, just palm on my face, like, by the way. Well, I'm gonna imagine, like, they're kind of like on different ledges. They're not just hanging. Yeah, fair enough. It would be regular athletics, so just strength. Okay, it's good. In my mind, I said 7. It's good. The mime is up, has the rope, and you guys are good to mount. I'm gonna say kind of like leans more horizontally as you get to this point, and we'll be cresting the top. Do you guys want to take a break right now, or no? No, I'm good. I just want to make sure nobody's like thirsty or has to go piss or at least, you know, you know what I mean. Goes off to go make a sandwich because it is just us. So yeah, if one of us runs off, it's kind of weird. So, all right, I guess we can move to the next scene. Just read it to you. You pull yourselves onto the plateau, winded and scraped up a bit. The sheer exhaustion from the climb is immediately overshadowed by what you see. You stand at the center of an ancient stone circle observatory, its pillars dark and weathered, framing the incredible sight before you. The massive, impossibly bright light you've been journeying towards for months or years is directly above the stone circle. It's not static, it's whirling, like a colossal star tearing itself apart. Then with a sound like every clock in the world stopping at once, the light coalesces. The raw, blinding light contracts into a single, shimmering, colossal entity. A fusion of glowing blue, arcane energy, and complex brass circuitry. It fills the space above the stone circle, powerful, yet clearly strained. Its light flickering like a weak bulb. Bring you to the next scene. Oh shit, I gotta go get the other guys. I gotta go back and get your little minions. then head here. And get rid of Zephyr. Okay. Add. Spread it all out. Oh, what the hell? I like that person. I had a person here. I wonder if it did the same thing and deleted what I did earlier. It sure did. Please hold. Yeah. I can't believe I've lost this somehow. I'm just going to throw the image in the game log here. Oh, that didn't work, huh? Jesus, hold on. Let's see if it works like this. There we go. And that's not exactly how I needed it, but it was like fast, right? I just remade it. So you see that kind of, that's what the light coalesces into, is arcane blue energy with copper, kind of like steampunk and circuitry. I ignore the worlds there, and think of all of this almost holographic, right? It's flickering in and out of existence. So it begins to say a message to you guys. It says, you are the anomaly. I saw the patterns of the world closing in on me, but you did not fit the calculations. I observed your journeys. Looks to you, Z, and says yours was the longest. And looks to you, Anna, and says, your doubt, you are here because you are unbound. You are the variable I could not predict. She would look to the others that are here. I'm going to say everybody here, even these sidekicks, have seen the light. They're just players that aren't here right now. And each one she kind of named off for, this one for devotion, this one for resilience, and so on. She says, I am the Sentinel, the protocol that holds the sky seal. But my very core programming prevents me from taking direct physical action. The ancients did not trust the god with a hand to strike. Now, the Iron Hand exploits that weakness. They attack not with magic, but with technology, designed to paralyze my code and siphon my strength. I am bound and immobile. I cannot cast the sword, I cannot cross continents, but I use the last of my operational energy to call you, to merge my fractured sight with your unbound will. You are the only ones whose minds now resonate with my scattered code. You are the arbiters. You have earned the right to judge the balance of this world. The ritual that called you has cost me this sight. I am sacrificing it to equip you. In the vault below, you will find the Scryer Stones. They are dynamic maps to the two greatest threats. And in this final flash of energy, I will forge the orb, your key to leap across the world. Take them, go to the vault, and learn your choice. But hurry. The light of my broadcast is also a siren song to the Iron Hand. They have marked this location. They are coming. They will harvest. And then she just kind of like flickers out. Something smells fishy. There are no maps. Oh, the orb is forming, like say right here on this platform. Yep. And you'll see that the area around the orb is becoming like monochromatic, right? It's almost like it's pulling the life out of everything. The vegetation seems to be dying, that sort of thing, and the orb is kind of growing and becoming infused with light. But she said there was a vault below. Yeah. There is not, that I can see, no. What do you guys do? And you guys are like right on the edge. It's fucking great. I just want you to know I've added to my notes, add a wandering lube salesman. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Why would I ever stop you from doing that? I mean, yeah, it's a hit. Definitely. Okay, it misses. You throw it right over it. No, no, nothing happens to it. You do that. Okay, you can see the orb. It's bright. I don't have an orb, but picture a bright orb. Oh, I do have an image of the, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, so let me open it in a new tab and then see if I can grab this link. Ignore the impending doom in the background, but that's what the orb looks like. Okay. Yep. When you pick it up, you realize it feels like a lens. It's not actually a sphere. hmm Other than that, you know for sure it's magical. Uh, but what it does specifically, you're unsure. She kind of implied that it would teleport you. Uh, Anna, you notice something on the ground near the, I guess what you would call like the diadem or the altar. The center rock is something metallic. You just see like a little piece of it sticking out from behind the rock. Okay, it's pretty easy to see what it is. It is a telescope. Telescope. jelly beans. Is that a real thing that you have? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're fine. So basically, you would use a tool check at this point, right? So all tools that you guys have is a gathering of knowledge in that area, right? And then the knowledge, you got to look at the three knowledge skills: intelligence, wisdom, charisma, right? So you're wanting to know probably intelligence or wisdom. So you would say, I'd like to roll Tinker's Tools with intelligence, if possible, right? Or, just depending on what it is. But, just because you have like a cobbler's tools, like the guy who makes shoes, but, he might be familiar with the different muds and where they come from, and just different. Sorry, I had to fucking smack my dog. Different stuff. Sorry, it's meant to encompass a whole group of things, like maybe how heavy a person was who stepped in the mud. You'd be able to like figure certain things out just because you're a cobbler, right? Like, yeah. Kind of think of them as like a background. So anyway. The Tinker's Tools? Okay. So we can make you a skill. At the bottom of skills, right? You can hit manage and then add a custom skill. And then add, and then you'll like name it. Yeah. You get out of your sheet though, so we're not double doing it. You should do it, so you know how to do it. So you just write Tinker's Tools as per a name, or whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to add proficiency bonus. There'll be like a drop down probably somewhere. And then it'll ask you for an ability modifier. And I'd be okay with intelligence or wisdom for this particular role. Nice. Yes. Nice. Yeah. What'd you get? So 10 is a great roll. Yep. So with D&D 5, they say is easy. It's a child, even a child would know or could do. 10 is like medium, so almost something anybody can do. 15 is like something that you do. It's like a trade. You're good at it. and then 20 is, you're an expert. So, or it's, very hard. Sometimes we're talking about like jumping across a cliff or something. So yeah, you can tell this is not a telescope to look into the stars. This is just a spyglass, and the lens is missing. And clearly, the lens he's handed you would sock it right in. Okay, yeah. I would say that the lens goes into the telescope, and nothing happens but a click when it finally sets itself. Where do you look? A needle. No. So yeah, where do you look though with it? Or yeah. Okay, so the ground. Uh, it's kaleidoscopy colors at the end, and you don't really notice much. Besides, it's like almost impossible to look through. Okay. And when you do that, you immediately notice runes kind of igniting through this rainbow kaleidoscope. They're ancient runes that you likely are not. Let's just say you don't recognize them. Other than them magically glowing, something. If you look with your other eye, there's no engraving or anything like that. But when you look with the kaleidoscope, you do see magical writing. You scan around. I'm gonna say all but one. It, yeah. Go ahead and roll religion, I guess. No. You're sure that it could be, but you don't know. You don't recognize it. You'd have to have a textbook to prove your thoughts here. Z, you put your hand on that rock and it feels like a regular cold rock. Uh, as you're inspecting it, kind of walking around, your foot kind of sinks below the vegetation, and you realize that there's an opening there that you just didn't see. Yep, as you guys are walking over there, I'm going to say that you can hear one of these diesel Zeppelin airships approaching in the distance. I'll say from over here. It's far off, but you can see like the black smoke. You can start to hear its engine. And then you clear the vegetation away. And the hole has like ladder rungs. But it is flooded just 10 feet down. Nice. Okay. Give me a second to come back. Alright, so I'm going to change a little bit. Anna, put you over here. Move this stuff out of the way. I'm going to say underneath this rock here is where the way down was. It just helps with the next map. So Anna, you're going in alone, and you're going to find these scrying stones, right? Okay. Is there a way to bring just you there? Okay, I brought myself there. I delete this one and this one. Yeah. Yep. Why didn't that actually build? And why didn't it draw? Alright, I'm just gonna bring us all here. You guys won't be able to see, but Anna should. Anna, Can you see? Okay. And I'm going to try to draw in some water. I guess that worked. Okay. So you lower yourself down into the water, and you now have a tail. No legs. Okay. Well, there is. Let's roll it. Well, there is for stuff like holding your breath. So I need you to roll initiative. Okay. Everybody roll initiative, matter of fact. Yeah. I'm gonna make this interesting, I think. And let's add and add. And I gotta go back over there. This is annoying. I keep you know those like sidekicks? I have to keep like putting them back into the combat tracker. So that I can wait, they're in there. So then why aren't they? Come on. Ah, here we go. And a sealer. In my mind, it's just a mermaid. Alright. So is everybody rolled into initiative? No, Z, I need you in there. Awkward. Okay. And I see a 9. I'm going to make you a 17. Done. Alright. Yeah, I'll change you back. Yeah, no worries. Okay, Anna, you've got a turn. Let's go ahead and use your turn. Wait, so you turn into a mermaid, jump into the water, and then just unturn into a mermaid? Okay. Oh yeah, so this thing here is a tube going down. Think of this as like a cross cut of a vertical section. Yeah. Whenever you're saying this door, you gotta click there. It's like, no, that was the hatch that you came down. Think of that like the altar. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. It shows me you have a 30-foot swim speed. walking swim. Oh. Oh, so then, okay, then you would have a 60 swim speed. So, yeah. So you can just like turn a knob and push, and if it pushes, then it's kind of like a free action, right? You get one of those per round. If the door were locked or needed to be like pried or something like that, then it would be more, right? Okay. So yeah, you come down and you see the sealed door. It's ancient, almost like a vault door, but not made of metal. It's made with the stone. You see different runes and a handle. What do you do? Oh, I should mention, do you have dark vision? Because you're down in like a murky water. You do. Okay. You grab the handle and try to turn it. It wiggles, but it doesn't open. Yep. So that would be investigation. Investigation is to like learn how to use something, kind of thing. 15. Yeah. So you realize that there were a series of symbols you've seen upstairs on the henge, and you realize that there's a code here that you're meant to put in. So, what would you like to do? Oh, well, and at this point, investigation is usually the action, by the way. Right. I would say no, not normally, but given that you're a siren, which I realize isn't a banshee, but I feel like they should be able to project their sound in the water. I'll give you a Constitution roll to try to project your voice. Let's say anything over a 10 for you. You'll hear something up there, Z. Yep. Yeah, you try to scream, but this is thicker than water. Not sure what it is. All right. I'm going to go ahead and skip through everybody's turns. Let me set this. Do you guys want to roll initiative yourselves each turn? Or do you want me to do it automatically by hitting next? Okay. So let me set this up to roll everybody else except you. We'll add tiebreakers. Yep. Auto roll monsters at top of round. Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, combat tracker carousel? That's cool. And save. There we go. Next, so if everybody could please re-roll initiative. And how did you just teleport onto this map? Awkward. And now I've taken you out of the combat tracker. One moment, please. I've got to go find Z and add him back to the combat tracker. There, he's there. Yeah, 22. So Z, what you notice is that Zeppelin is approaching. In fact, I'll go as far as to say it will be here next round. You know, it's awesome. I feel like in the bottom of the fucking lens, it should say objects in lens are closer than they appear. Yeah, looking at the Zeppelin, you do not see a coat of arms, nor do you see anything like you did with the runes on the side. But it is close. And I'll say that, you know, the healer, the mime, even Chase Romanoff, you can feel the tension around you as you're looking. Maybe you were lost in the lens for too long, but they're starting to like nudge you. What are we gonna do? As it's slowing down to the point of like stopping overhead. Well, it would have been, you know, but I'm okay with wiping it. What do you want to do? Yeah. Okay. I'm guessing the mime and everybody else doesn't do anything. So Anna, you're up again. What the hell? Well, oh, absolutely not. He couldn't hear you yell to him. I don't think you'd be able to hear him yell to you. But I'll say this, Anna. Maybe when you come up, you know that you're looking for like one that kind of looks like a tree and whatever, and like you know, you can try to describe the 3 rooms you need, or I guess you know what I mean. And so roll Arcana, I guess, to try to be able to describe the runes to him. And this is an awkward roll, so I'm just gonna make it a 10. If you get over a 10, you're able to like articulate the I don't know, the rune cluster or whatever that you need. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that infusion that you just made, it's basically like a little voice recorder on a toy, where you can hold down a button, it records 6 seconds, and then you let go. and then that's like the message that's on it. So, oh god, but fucking Z wouldn't know how to use that. But I was thinking if you did, Z, you could just like pick up the recorder, record what you see, and then throw the arrow back down the hole, and she'd be able to like hear it play over and over again. Yeah, fair. My bad. $18 in 3 months. All right, Anna. So you have your movement. You can get back to the bottom if you want, and I think you're screwed for an action because it's probably an action to infuse, if not longer. Yeah. All right. So the healer, uh, the mime, the healer, and Chase. What do you want them to do in preparation as this Zeppelin approaches? It's like an armored Zeppelin. Okay. I'm picturing them like with them grabbing a brick and like they put the mud on it and then slapping it on the, you know what I mean? Like building the wall out. Yeah. All right. Okay, so they do that. And the healer. Anything from the healer? Done. Okay. And reroll for initiative. This will be important. I do. Yeah, for every round. You know, generally no. The answer is no. You do it once. I do this because if Z were to roll shit and you roll good, you're waiting down there for him to like. Basically, it makes plans dynamic, right? They don't always go. You can't get the timing right, you know. Uh, yeah, yeah. So Z, you walk up to these things. Go ahead and roll Arcana as you're looking with the telescope. Uh, oh no. So so he starts listing off the runes to you. Uh, oh man. All right. Chase, I guess he's still readying himself. Uh, okay. And the mime, I guess he's rebuilding the wall. And the healer. Okay. Got it. I've been there. And Anna, you have been given the code as the arrow gets dropped back down to you. Okay. All right. You did. Okay. Is there something? Let me see. So I want to say Arcana again. But if you're thinking something else, let me know. Yeah. Or you could do like investigation. Either way. Yeah. Kind of like a puzzle. You're not taking it for its magical thing, but it's puzzle. Okay, and we're gonna minus 7 off of that because of his Arcana roll. Yep, and you're good. Uh, you're able to take the gibberish that he gave you, and it just kind of makes sense. And you like grab the runes and slide them in the right order, and the door, it's like bubbles kind of release, and the door releases. It pushes inward, uh, and now the water is flooding into this chamber here. This is now regular top down that you see here. In front of you, you see a spike trap in the floor, and then there's a statue here and here. One of them looks arcane, like a floating city, and the other like an industrial city. And then these parts here are the Scrying Stones. You can only imagine. They're like slate tablets. What would you like to do? Oh God! Wait, you're right, because all the water is now gushing in and you're sliding towards the spike trap. I didn't even think about that. Give me a dexterity save. That was never my intention. I always thought like you'd be like swimming over it, you'd see it and like not, care about it because whatever. No. Anna, you slide and fall into the spike trap. You've taken 5 piercing damage. And I need you to roll a con save against disease. You have contracted super tetanus. But we'll talk about that later. You don't know that right now. Okay, and you transform into your legs. That's got to feel good with spikes in it. What would you like to do? Oh wait, that's your turn. It was action open the door. Dex save, bonus action change. Yeah. That's a good thought. I'm gonna roll for it. Your head. Let's just say your cheek. Let's say when cheek to behind your ear. It's a horrible impaling near your jaw. Falling into the hole, you screamed, and the spike went in your mouth and shot out the back of your ear. And you kind of impaled yourself on that one. You're face down in a spike pit. Okay, let's roll for initiative. You had to ask. You had to ask. Oh man. Yeah. Well, everybody rolled in, and we're gonna go. Okay, I'm going to bring us over to this other map. Here we are. Okay. Is everybody able to see this one? Alright. Yeah, so this thing comes over top, and you see ropes coming down. Let me get a bad guy in here so we can get him into initiative. Okay. Add to combat tracker. Alright, so these guys will be rappelling down on that turn. Chase, what would you like him to do? Oh, let me draw the ropes out. Yeah. I'm just going to put 2 rappel ropes on either side. Yeah, he'll definitely see the rope. Can you see him? Or not see him? Okay, cool. Yep, so he'll see those ropes. And you guys can move yourselves like where you think you'd be. Like I know Z would be by the mime and the healer were like, you know, building a wall. And Chase was getting ready, so I think when he's seen the ropes, he could have like approached the rope, you know? Yeah. I want to mention these ropes are not rope, for those of you up here. There definitely is some form of cable, and at the end is some kind of a device. No. Some sort of contraption. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, you can hold your action, or they call it ready. You can ready an attack. We'll say rend, I think. Yeah. So I think you should click that and it'll like make an attack. Like click this one? No, it didn't do it. So so if this was working properly, there'd be a to hit roll, right? So I need to look at your sheet and figure out how these things actually hit. Yeah, because this like sheet that I put on there, it was quick. Okay, looking at your thing. Okay, force and power rent, it's a +6. If you go down on your actions, there's like steel defender. It tells you its armor class, speed, like it tells you everything. And then it has melee weapon attack +6. Yeah. It's right underneath magical tinkering. Start your steel defender. No. Look on your sheet. I tried to add this stuff quickly to this. I mean, you've seen how much time I worked with it. Yeah. It's right above your bonus actions. I could share my screen if you like. So you can hit that +6 when that time comes. But right now you're... Yeah. Yeah. So right for now you just say holding your action. Now when you hold your action, that means you're going to use your reaction later to do that held action. And since this guy has a reaction as well, if you use that before your held action goes off, and when you hold an action, you generally state when it's going to happen. So when the guy repels, I'm going to attack him as he hits the ground, I imagine. So anytime before that, if you use the reaction, then you wouldn't be able to do the action. Does that make sense? And you get the reaction back at the start of your turn, or your turn. Okay. Oh, and I screwed up. We're rolling chase into combat. We should go right after you, but that's all good for now. Z, you're up. What do you want to do? The water is down like 10 feet, and so there's like no. There's like 10 feet to climb out, and then the water goes down. I don't know, 50 feet, something like that. Yeah, you got nothing in your hands, so generally you can only grapple one person. If you had a way to attack two different people, right, then you could grapple them both. But I'm pretty sure you have a single attack right now. So I'll say roll a grapple, which is an athletics, and tell me who you mainly want to grab. Okay. So I'll move you there. You grab the mime. They can choose to fail. And now I'm just going to roll like a random die here. Okay. You can attempt to grab the healer. Roll another athletics check. And this one will be harder, like a 15. So it's not good. Yeah. Now the healer, Anna, would the healer go with Z, do you think? Okay. Then I'll just assume that they choose to fail as well. When you're pulling somebody, you're at half speed. You've used 5 feet to get here. So, that's 10, 20. I think you can make it to here. I think you'd have to dash, because to pull them into this spot, do you know what I mean? It'd be like 30. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you get to this point, you fall off and you fall down 10 feet. But you're holding on to them, and they get yeeted off as well. So I'm just going to throw them in the drink with you, so to speak. And we'll put that line there. Just so it's kind of defined that that's the edge. Well, with that water on the edge, I guess that wouldn't be 10 feet down anymore. Kind of lapping at the shore right there. Okay. So, yeah, you're in the hole, in the water. Everybody's in the water. That happened. Oh, so right now you're going down a big tunnel. Uh, yeah, yeah, you're falling down the tunnel. No. You for sure would fall into the water, but the water hasn't reached the bottom, so to speak. Yeah. So you're in like a tube of, and the water's sinking slowly or quickly. I guess it would be quickly. Yeah. All right. The mime. I guess they try to stay swimming. Please tell me what the mime's doing. Mm. Okay. We'll just. Yep. Okay, he swims down. The healer. Yeah. Logan. Okay. I don't even believe that shit. The water would go in that room, right? Okay. Okay. Cool. Just it's what. So it'd be gurgling. It would be gurgling, is what you're saying? I feel like there's an air pocket across the top of that door that's like gushing air out into the bubble column or into the tube, and the bottom is like water like flowing in. Um, because the air's got to get out and the water's got to go in. And maybe something of what you're saying is true, but I feel like it's gonna happen in like not explosive, but gurgles. It's gonna happen in gulps. And maybe in that gulp, the act of gulping is what you're talking about. There's like an ebb and flow to it that distorts the flow of water for a moment. Um, what's the healer doing? Bird. Hmm. So the healer swims down after the mime. Okay. And at this point, they are going to descend the ropes. They quickly come down. Chase's held action can go off, which was to rend attack. No, yep, that's still hit. Yeah. One moment. Okay, coming back. Yeah, 21 hits. All right, -7. Noted. These guys come down. They were. Well, you can't see what that guy's doing, and this guy now has Edward Scissorback attacking him. I think I'm gonna have him attack back. Okay. Does an 11 hit as he tries to put the bayonet end of his rifle into you? Mm-hmm. No. No. Even if... Let's see. No, it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. And... Okay. This guy, however, can make 2 attacks. So he attacks again. It's a 19 to hit, which does hit. Oh, no, that can't be right. Ignore that if you can see that. On the sheet it says 1d6, but I didn't do the roller. So I'll take the first one, which is a 4, and add the 5. 9 damage. I'll do it on the token. If you want to do it on your sheet to keep track, but it's at 12 of 21. 12 of 21. All right, and Anna, you're in a bad spot down there. See, you do that. You know what I'm picturing? A fish hook. Oh. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, and I think you regain that at the end of every turn. There we go. Yeah, you're concentrating on it. So I'll add a concentration marker on you. And 1 minute, so 10 rounds. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this heroism as well. Done. Easy enough. And, well, because the water's flushing in, it's filling. It's really light work to get yourself out of it. I would say you lose half your movement because you'll be in like prone kind of thing, but yeah. Okay. Did you? If you want to, you can grab one of these like free action. Yeah, and then let's. Did you already re-roll? Did you end your turn? Okay, yeah. Then everybody re-roll initiative. Yeah. This will make way more sense in combat. Alright. So Chase, Romanoff. Let's go shoot there. He's in a bad spot, to tell the truth. It's at the beginning. Okay, I can tell you what happens here before you plunge under. Somebody yells, "There's people here!" And I imagine that's the last thing you hear before you plunge back and below. Alright, Z, you're up. Swimming is half, unless you have a swim speed. So then, yeah, swimming is half. Hold on. The water should be going down some, right? So we can start you from here. And oh, you don't have dark vision. So why can't you see? Let me see. I can see. Oh, so if you go down to the bottom, yeah. Yeah. So that's the vertical shaft, and then I'll transform you to here. Oh. Alright, let me delete some walls to make it easier for you. So hold on, this point and this point are the same thing, they're just flipped from vertical to horizontal. Okay. You can, yeah. Correct. Imagine this is like waist high. So, right. Well, I guess they're gonna come down as well. Anna, your turn's coming up. I'm just gonna move it along. Imagine that the mime made it into this room with you guys. Alright. So that circle thing is the old school symbol for a statue. So this, yeah, this one on the left kind of represents the stone that you're holding, which up until like right about now has been kind of like a flat slate. And the same thing, but when Z approaches with the telescope, the lens, they start to activate. The one you're looking at and the one you're holding, you feel it probably changing in your hand, like it's embossing, and whatever the opposite of that is, but you can feel it like growing and shrinking, and then when you look at it, this one that you're looking at, it kind of shows a scene of imagine some like sparking gears like in the foreground, and beyond that, and it almost feels like the image is moving and alive. Beyond that is like conveyor belts of automatons or robots or whatever. And in the background, you just see kind of cities destroyed, smokestacks, and it's kind of got a vibe of end of times because of these automatons. And that you see a spot on this tablet for the lens. You don't have it. Z has the telescope thing. And as you realize you don't have it and you look towards Z, you can see that his tablet is also changing. Z, you don't have really time to look in this moment, but I'll describe it as well. What you see is like magical crystals shattering. That's kind of like the foreground of the image. And beyond that are these, or like a giant floating, it's like should be a floating city, but it looks like a garden. There's like impossible upside down magical waterfalls, and just crazy. Picture a magical botanical garden floating, and the island is cracking, and the atmosphere above it has got like this purple and black energy, where it looks like something in the sky is breaking. And also, there's a slot to put the disc to here. Well, yeah, you would. I was just describing it for when that happens. Okay. Chase is up. Well, normally that's a action. Let me look on his sheet, see if it gives him anything like. Okay, yeah, it would just cost him his action to disengage, but he could disengage and run. Okay, he's got 40 feet of movement. So if you can get there in 40 feet, all you have to do is drag the token. Yep, that's what your guys got for movement. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's these guys' turn. Well, at that point, another one comes rappelling down. Uh, I'll just leave it at that. Actually, you know what? I think that one's gonna throw something into the well. And about halfway down the well, oh no, there's somebody there, isn't there? Not the mine. It's the healer. Yeah, a pineapple size uh, thing just drops down in front of her. It seems to be a jar. It's holding some kind of a magical liquid. And let's get the mime out of the way. And I need Anna to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, so Anna will take 19 damage. Yeah. I'm sorry, the healer. Anna's healer. Yeah. Yeah. So once you go to 0, death saves will happen. However, they don't happen for NPCs unless they're special, right? Um, yeah. So the healer just died to an explosion in the water, uh, and at this point, the water would go down some more, flood into the room. I'll go as far as to say you see Anna's dead body kind of flush into the room and then fall down into the spike pit. Already exploded. She's a mangled mess. And it's time to roll initiative. Uh, so I don't know if you're familiar with the D&D, but so when the player goes down, then there's a death save phase. It's you have to roll a d20 to pop back up with 1 hit point, and if you get 3 failed death saves, you die. Yeah, so that's an NPC. So I mean, you can try to save them, um, but in general, yeah, there's no plot armor. Some people gotta die. Yeah, but I mean, if your character, it makes sense that you would try, right? Like, uh, however, Chase's turn. Let's go there. Chase is jumping down the hole, right? Okay. Sad thing about that, the hole, the water. I guess there's like a little bit of water at the bottom, but that's a big hole. Um, okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. It's a 60-foot hole, so generally we roll 6d6, which I'll roll right now, as Chase jumps down the hole. They would take 17 fall damage, but we're going to cut that in half. So take 8. Yeah, and he is at the bottom of this hole. Okay. Absolutely. Up next are these guys. Yeah, I guess that guy up top is going to fire a shot down into the dark. Let me open up his sheet. Let's do this with disadvantage. And roll. Oh, Lord. He hits Chase with a shot from his carbine. 14 damage. Yeah, Chase is down. What does that look like? Well, being down, and keep in mind, like, you can bring him back as a battlesmith, right? You just retinker him. Well, I mean, the bullet comes down and hits him, but I'm more interested in, like, what he's made of, and, like, what it looks like for him to die, you know? So another like half body part comes floating into the room. So, okay, noted. Anna, you're up. Cool. So I think generally you would want the parts, right? So, like, put it back together sooner. However, like, I'm not sure if it takes like a magical gem, because I know you have like a homunculus and it has like there's a core gem that you have to use, and you would need that. So we can just assume that's the same. There's like some kind of a crystal inside of there that you would need to recreate it. But, you know, parts. You definitely want parts. Man, I gotta watch these cartoons that you guys are talking about. Yeah. Well, do you? Yeah, it's ended. It's your turn, dude. Oh, shit. Where? Okay, there. Okay, yep, gotcha. That's the one that you have, right? Yeah. Yep. So there's like a depression that the orb or a lens would fit into, and you place it there, and I'm going to say all of you teleport instantly, and you are now on that floating island. The sky looks like it's tearing open. God only knows what cosmic horrors are beyond it. The island that you're on is tilting like it's about to topple over, even though it's still floating, which would make the waterfalls make sense again. And we're gonna have to end it there, because I don't have a floating fucking magical disaster for you guys to look at. So the idea behind these tablets is occasionally they're going to show you the worst case scenario, almost like precognitions, and you decide which thing you want to stop, right? One's always watching at the most dangerous technical thing happening, and the other is watching the most dangerous magical thing. And the Oracle, in the beginning, its kind of job is to protect the world from disasters, and it kind of like keeps a balance. And it's asking you guys to help by going after these things. Depending on which one you choose, like you went after this magical one, so yeah, you might stop the sky from ripping open, but now the robots are going to get made, right? So that's it. You're in the moment, and you're going to have to figure it out. Hope. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a few places, like the one that you were just at, on the planet. I could tell you later, but I'll just tell you now. Where this, I don't know what to call her, but the Oracle is almost like a magical AI. Instead of like data packets, it's like magical essence, right? And she has these places on the planet, scattered, and that's what you were able to see the light from, because she used it to project to you, to get you there, to give you this item. So there's a few places on the planet that she'll be able to create this light, but then she'll have to like kind of like self-consume that part of her. Yeah, and these Iron Hand guys are trying to do the same thing, but for their own purposes. So that's where we're at. And Logan, you sent me music before, but I can't find it. Yeah, it was like this diesel punk music you sent me, and I could not find it. No, I didn't. Got you. Oh, it might have been in your notes, right? Or something. Yeah, because I looked everywhere. I was like, I had it on my computer, like in a tab, almost all week, and then like yesterday I shut it down, thinking, well, I'll just go grab it from our conversations later, and it was like I couldn't find it in any conversations we had, so I was a bit lost. Yeah, it was like Wolfenstein and Doom all my life growing up. Nice. So guys, there's the session. I wish we would have got into like a more dangerous combat, but I guess it'll happen as the levels go. We got more players. What what did you like? What did you not like? Well, just so I know. Anything you didn't like? It's all good, man. Nice. And it happens like it literally every time. There's always going to be some techno glitch. Uh, you just got to roll with those punches, you know. As far as it being hard for you to load, I could try to like make sure the maps are 72 dots per inch image, you know, like so it's not really high resolution, but still you can see everything. Um, yeah, I noticed that was happening, but it was happening to like you specifically. So I don't know if maybe your cache might be close to full on Chrome. Um, you might want to clear that. That way it has more memory to play with, so to speak. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, and even if we have to, I'll just share my screen in Discord. You know what I mean? I can make the dice come into the Discord chat. Like you guys could roll on your sheets anywhere, even on your phone, and you can have them come into the Discord. Like we can get around all of it. Uh, yeah, I just try to turn everything on in the beginning. Like let's all share our dice rolls and that sort of thing. Hoping that it all works, but if it doesn't, there's always a way around. Uh, Conde will be here next week. Like I said, he had an issue with his boy at the hospital. Um, yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the uh, recording. So, yeah, I kind of assumed that Conde was here with you guys the whole time. That's why he teleports with you. Um, so, I would say like normally that he would just like replace the mine, but I really like the mine. So we'll just have he was in here as well, you know? Yeah, yeah. And then one day the mime. Yeah, it's a freaking grenade thing. Well, so there's a thing. Once an NPC becomes special, you know, they get death saving throws. You know, it's like a mime that makes it through like a few sessions that should have never made it. Like all of a sudden he's got a name and he starts talking at the campfire as well, and like he'll become special, you know. And you guys will be looking at me like, come on, man, at least give them death save, you know, like. Alright, let me kill it. Or did I already kill it? Nope. Killing it now. Well, yeah, one of the things I really like is for you to describe your character, like just the way they look, right? So other people get a good vibe. Um, I mean, but we got the pictures. You guys know your characters. Probably been talking to each other out of game. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one of the hard things is getting a group together and a reason to be going on an adventure together. That's tough. You can't even get people together to play a game of Monopoly. But you know what I mean? So it's kind of tough. I think every game has that awkwardness in the beginning. Jaundice, yellowish green, I think. I don't know. Oh, like a sea green. Well, you could describe it. And I would totally put it behind the ear, like in Waterworld. Yeah, it's like their neck, right? Because the fin goes right after it. That's what I feel like most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, communication, everything. And like always picture you with a wrench because artificers cast their spells with a tool, right? So yeah, instead of like a wand, you have like a screwdriver or a Swiss Army knife or a corkscrew, something, some kind of tool. So at this point, you probably didn't even know because she changed after jumping into the water, swam down, impaled her face, and then she had changed back already. By the time you got down there, or anybody else, she was human again. Uh, spe- yeah, and what happened? Well, yeah, but if you still had that slime on you, right? Yeah, yeah, like after the bath, after like when you're in human form and you bathe, I think like the switch, you might ooze a little. The fish, yeah, yeah. These are all good things to know, man. These are all good things to know. It's all good. Yeah, yeah. Take your time, man. A lot of times, when I'm like, "Can you describe it?" You don't have to come out immediately with like the first thought. Like you can take a minute and think about it. It's all good. Or even come above the table and be like, guys, I want to like bring this part of it out or whatever. Any suggestions? It's all good. It's like a collective storytelling, right? So yeah, you can come above the table every now and then. Not that you like had an issue or anything. I'm not trying to like just offering it because you do. Yeah, it's over though, right? You get to like. So I do want to say like I thought that things would go a lot slower with three people here, so I didn't plan for too much. And then the combat up top, I thought one was like way overpowered. I was so scared to run it, but I wanted them to be like a huge threat. And then you guys like avoided it by jumping in the hole. Uh, so kudos to that. But that kind of like killed that whole slowing down the game and having a combat. Because that would have been like a real combat that took like a half an hour, you know. Yeah. So yeah. Try. Well, I took another existing creature and then changed some things. And on the part where I click to roll, it says 1d6. Like I changed that part of the code, but I missed the part that outputs the dice. So I got to go back in there and like change that. Um, yeah, because so that guy, the first two that came down, they're meant to be like they operate those cables, right? They weren't the big bad guys. The one that they called down was meant to be like a warrior, and that one would have hit you with hard with those 3d6. The other guys were really meant to do a d6. Anyway, I tried. Yeah, yeah. I can't wait till Conde gets here, because it's completely different from the last time we ran the light. Um, like what the light is in this world is completely different because he was busy, didn't send me his background, so all I really had was your Romanov, 1900s guns, era World War One stuff, right? And then the Seven Deadly Sins resort, Vice City over there, right? So that's all I had to go on to build this world, and that there was a light. Yeah, it was pretty tough, to be honest. But I got something now, to work with. What made you choose the magical one, Tucker? I'm guessing, not fully grasping what you were doing, or what was being asked of you. Legion and Reno. Yeah. Well, that's yeah. Well, they're both meant to be like apocalyptic events, right? And either way, you're like saving the planet, so to speak, um, but letting the other thing take root. And it'll definitely be something that you'll have to face, but it'll be stronger. If that makes sense. And they're they're precognitions, I guess. So almost like fate. So when you get there, the assembly line may not even be built yet, right? You're going to get to that area and have to figure out what to do, how to stop it. I mean, it's going to be close in the timeline. Like, you're not going to show up there and it's going to be like a field and you got to wait 100 years. You know what I mean? Which I kind of screwed up because I teleported you directly to this magical thing as it's collapsing, and the sky was ripped open. Like, I should have brought you to that island while it was still serene, you know? And then you've seen what happens to it. You got to figure out why to stop it, or how to stop it, or what causes it, or whatever. Which I might have to retcon, because that was the intent. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I got a week to think about it. I might have to start the session with a retcon, but yeah. Yeah. Like it just started to tear. Yeah, sounds good.